Welcome to the Dr. Maya podcast, where we challenge the norms of healthcare, empower people to take control of their health, and redefine the future of medicine.
Life was given to us 1 billion years ago. What have we done with it?
Where we take these big, complex topics and really try to boil them down for you.
Get to the core insights.
Exactly. Today, we're looking into something really fascinating. The power of belief. And specifically, how it might actually work as a healing mechanism. We're exploring how trusting in wellness may be guided by something like this Maya tool we looked at with its color codes and non-algorithmic approach, how that might tap into the placebo effect.
Yeah, the placebo effect. It's huge.
Right. The big question is,
Right.
how can our minds really influence our physical health?
Yeah.
It's kind of our mission today.
And you've given us some really thought-provoking stuff to dig into. We've got material on the placebo effect, obviously, the mind-body connection, even dipping into things like the law of attraction and some really cool links to physics and the universe itself. It's quite a mix.
It is a diverse set of perspectives.
Yeah, and our goal, is to synthesize all this for you, make it clear, insightful, but hopefully not overwhelming. We want to understand how belief, especially if it's nurtured in a supportive way, might offer a unique path to feeling better. Maybe something that feels a bit different from, standard medical routes.
Okay, let's jump right in then. The placebo effect. We all know the term, but what's really going on?
Well, the sources are pretty clear. It's not just in your head, so to speak.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
It's actual scientific proof that our brains can physically change our bodies. And get this, the medical world has known about this, properly for over 50 years.
Which is kind of amazing when you think about it. And the changes aren't just subjective, I feel a bit better.
No way.
We're talking real measurable things. One source highlighted ulcers healing, inflammation going down, airways opening up, even warts disappearing.
Warts.
All because someone believed a treatment was working, even if it was, medically inert.
It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? That story about Mr. Wright and Kriviosin.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was powerful.
This guy's cancer literally shrank. Not just once, but twice. Because he believed so strongly in the miracle drug. And the second time, it was just water, distilled water.
It just shows the sheer force of expectation, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So the key takeaway for you listening is your belief about a treatment can be incredibly powerful, maybe even as powerful as the treatment itself sometimes. Your mind is actively involved. And
Mr. Wright's story isn't just some random anecdote. It's a really stark example. Tumors physically shrinking based on belief. It really challenges a purely biochemical view of health,
Totally. Our internal state, what we believe, what we expect, it's a potent force.
Definitely.
And then there's this idea of the doctor as placebo.
Right. Ted Kaptchuk's work.
Yeah, it seems the actual care, the attention, the empathy from a doctor and nurse, that itself can trigger the placebo effect.
Even in studies where people knew they were getting a sugar pill.
Which is wild.
It is. They still got better, probably because they felt cared for, supported. They believed they were doing something.
So that human element, that feeling of being tended to, it seems crucial for kicking off the body's own healing processes.
Yeah, Kaptchuk's research really points to that. Empathy, support, they're key ingredients. Which makes you wonder, how do we keep that human touch in healthcare today with all the tech?
Good question. And of course, there's the flip side, the nocebo effect.
Right. If positive belief heals, negative belief can harm.
So if you expect bad side effects or you're convinced you're going to get sick,
your body can actually start creating those negative outcomes. It's our minds hold the blueprint for both wellness and illness, depending on our focus.
So the insight for you listening is be mindful of negative thought patterns about your health. Cultivating hope really matters.
It really does. Our physiology is just so sensitive to our thoughts.
Okay, so with that huge power of belief established, let's bring in this Dr. Maya GPT idea. How does this tool designed to let you share symptoms, get info, and empathetic advice, how might that tap into this placebo power?
Well, what's interesting is how it directly tackles some key placebo triggers. First off, just having a place to voice your worries, to articulate them, and get a response that's designed to be informative but also empathetic, that can short-circuit that immediate negative thought spiral.
Okay. So it stops the runaway train of anxiety before it really gets going.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Because those anxious thoughts, they trigger the stress response, right? Fight or flight.
Right.
Cortisol, adrenaline, all that stuff that isn't great long term.
Right.
So Maya intervening early, offering context, it might prevent that whole cascade. The insight being, dealing with health worries proactively with a supportive tool might actually trigger your internal healing mechanisms through belief.
And that feeling of being heard, of being understood,
Yeah.
even by an AI, could that provide some of that tending, nurturing care we talked about? The stuff Kepchuk found was so important.
That's a really good connection to make. Look, it's not a human doctor, obviously. But if the AI is designed to respond empathetically, to validate your concerns, that feeling of being acknowledged, of getting guidance, it could still foster that sense of calm and hope. And those feelings seem crucial for letting the body's self-repair systems work properly.
So the feeling of support itself is a catalyst.
It can be, yeah. The feeling of being supported, understood, it's powerful for activating your own healing potential.
So Maya could almost function like a digital placebo then.
In a way. By giving you information, making you feel heard, understood, it builds a positive expectation. Okay, I'm addressing this, I understand it better, things might be okay.
Right.
And that positive expectation, as we saw, can have real physiological effects. Plus, by giving context like those color codes showing urgency levels and calming excessive worry, it might help prevent the nocebo effect too. Stop fear from causing negative physical outcomes.
Okay, this links directly to interrupting fear-based thinking. We know worry is bad for us, body, brain, mind, and doubt gets in the way of positive outcomes. So how does believing in Maya's guidance specifically stop that fear?
I think it's the action itself. Instead of sitting there worrying, maybe Googling symptoms and freaking out.
We've all done that.
Exactly. Instead, you're engaging actively. You describe your symptoms, you get a structured, considered response. That act of taking control, seeking information from a source designed to be balanced and empathetic, it can immediately put the brakes on that fear spiral.
And Maya's focus isn't just algorithms, right? It's about understanding context, offering reassurance.
Yeah, the idea is to avoid needlessly triggering the amygdala, the brain's fear center, by downplaying minor things and providing perspective.
That reminds me of Peter Sage's point about mainstream media often hitting that fear button, creating a negative default.
Right. Constant bad news, health scares, it keeps us on edge.
So interacting with something like Maya, which aims for a more balanced personal view, could be an antidote.
It could be. It offers a direct response to your concern, not just general scary headlines. That personalization, that feeling of control and understanding, that can really dial down the fear.
And Mario Lanzarote suggested resisting doubt gives it power. He said embrace it, but fill up on self-love. Could Maya help with the doubt part by giving info, support, maybe fostering a bit more self-care regarding our bodies?
I think so. Health anxiety often comes from uncertainty, right? Not knowing what's going on.
Definitely.
So if Maya can provide clear, contextualized insights, it reduces that uncertainty. That empowers you, makes you feel more knowledgeable, less doubtful. And the empathetic responses, that feeling of being heard, validated, that can indirectly boost self-compassion, self-care around your health.
Okay, let's contrast this with a standard doctor visit. You go in, maybe get a prescription, maybe told, wait for tests. It can feel passive, maybe even increase anxiety while waiting. How does Maya feel different?
Yeah, that's a key difference, isn't it? Traditional medicine can sometimes feel reactive. You present a problem, wait for an external solution, a pill, a test result. Maya offers immediacy, interaction. You're doing something right now, describing, getting feedback. That can feel way more empowering. It gives you a sense of engagement, of understanding now, which might lessen that awful waiting anxiety. You're participating, not just waiting.
And the sources mentioned inefficiencies, like serious medical resources, sometimes getting tied up with minor complaints, straining the system. Could Maya act as a sort of helpful frontline filter?
That's definitely a potential upside. If it can help people figure out, okay, this is probably minor, I can manage this, versus, okay, this needs a doctor.
Right.
It could potentially divert a lot of non-urgent stuff away from clinics, ERs, free up those resources for people who are seriously ill. It's about using tech to guide people appropriately.
And avoiding that other issue, sometimes lots of tests, procedures, can actually ramp up anxiety, reinforce negative beliefs, even if nothing serious is found.
Exactly. The cascade effect.
Yeah. Could Maya provide a more measured starting point?
I think so, because its first step is information and support, not immediately jumping to tests. It offers context, maybe suggests watchful waiting for minor things. That could help people feel more grounded, less prone to demanding interventions driven purely by fear.
Okay, let's zoom out even further. We touched on ancient wisdom, the Upanishads, Aham Brahmasmi, Tat Svamasi, this idea of deep interconnectedness. How does that relate to belief and healing?
Well, those teachings point to a fundamental unity, right? That we're not just separate little selves, but part of a larger whole. And interestingly, science kind of echoes this.
Oh, so?
Like the fact that the atoms in our bodies were forged in stars, we're literally stardust.
Wow.
And the most common elements in us mirror the most common elements in the universe. Realizing this deep connection, this belonging to something vast, it can foster a sense of, well, resilience, a different perspective on well-being.
And this sense of connection, it seems to vibe with the law of attraction stuff too, doesn't it? The idea that our thoughts or beliefs shape reality, that the universe conspires to help you achieve what you truly desire.
Yeah, there's a definite overlap. The law of attraction really emphasizes the power of focus and deep belief. If you genuinely believe in wellness, focus on health. The idea is you align yourself with forces that support that outcome.
So believing I am the universe or I am fundamentally well, it's like setting an intention.
Kind of. It reinforces your inherent power, your potential for health. So for you listening, cultivating that strong belief in your own wellness could be a really powerful first move.
And visualization came up too, as a tool used with belief. Could using Maya, focusing on its insights about wellness, could that be a kind of health-focused visualization?
That's a great way to put it. By interacting with Maya, you are actively engaging with information about your health, getting guidance. That process helps build a clearer mental picture of wellness, of the steps toward it. That focused attention, that mental rehearsal, it strengthens the belief, makes the visualization more potent maybe, more grounded in information.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, it seems pretty clear belief is a huge player in healing. The placebo effect proves it scientifically.
Undeniably.
And tools like Maya GPT, they offer a new way to potentially tap into that power, providing support, info, fostering a positive mindset.
Yeah.
Right from the start. And that feels different than just waiting for a pill or a test.
Yeah, it's more interactive, more immediate, less passive.
And maybe, just maybe, this power of belief connects to something deeper, that sense of interconnectedness, the inherent potential within us, like the ancient wisdom, and even some modern science suggests.
Exactly. The big insight for you, really, is the incredible influence your mind, your beliefs have on your physical self. By consciously working with that belief, maybe using supportive tools, you might fundamentally shift how you relate to your health, move away from fear towards empowerment, hope, active engagement.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. What if you actively nurtured that deep belief in your body's power to heal? Maybe using tools like Maya for guidance and support. How could that change your relationship with health, dial down the fear? What if the most critical first step towards healing is simply truly believing it's possible?
Something powerful to consider.
Definitely. We encourage you to explore that power, the power of your own mind, your own beliefs. Thanks for joining us for this.